consecutive integers, so I'm doing 7, 16. Two consecutive integers such that 4 times the larger exceeds 3 times the smaller by 23. So consecutive integers, x plus 1, not even or odd, just consecutive. So 4 times the larger, so let me write smaller, larger, obviously x plus 1 is the larger. So 4 times the larger, x plus 1, minus 3 times the smaller, I don't know why I put parentheses, equals 23. So the large one beats the smaller one by 23. That's what that says. So now it's just solving it. Okay, 4x minus 3x is x. We simplify, combine like terms. Minus 4 on both sides. X equals 19. So the small number is 19 and the large number obviously is 20. So that's that on that page. Turn the page over. We're doing 37. No, 35. The larger of two numbers. So again, if there's a larger, there's a smaller one, right? So large and small. This larger of two numbers, 20 more than the smaller one. So the larger one is 20 more. And the small one, we don't know what it is, so we'll call it x. So identify your two numbers. Now let's set up our equation. 4 times the larger is 70 more than 5 times the smaller. And there's your equation. 80 plus 4x equals 70 plus 5x minus 4x on both sides. You get 80 equals 70 plus x minus 70 on both sides. And x equals 10. So the small number is 10, and the large number obviously is 30. 36 is if 14 is added to a certain number. Okay, so 14, let's call a certain number x. 14 is added to a certain number. The sum, and the sum is multiplying by 2. So if you add 14 to some certain number, and you multiply that result by 2, okay, and that's what that says, the result, or that, is going to equal 8 times the number, which in this case was x, decreased by minus 14. Distributed property, 28 plus 2x equals 8x minus 14. There's variables on both sides. Let's get rid of the 2x, so minus 2x on both sides. We get 28 equals 6x minus 14. I'm going to add 14 to both sides. That goes away. And 6x equals 42. Divide both sides by 6. And x equals 7. 40, I believe. The greater of two numbers. So again, the greater. So if there's a greater, there's a... What's the opposite of greater? Smaller? No. Well, greater. I'll just call that greater and smaller. So the greater of two numbers is 1 less than 3 times the smaller one. So let's call the smaller x. And the greater number is 1 less than 3 times the small one. But because the word is less than, we have to make a little arrangement here, right? And that's going to become 3x minus 1. Remember, less than, turn around. So 3x and 1, switch position. So, and now that you identify, we can go to the equation. If 3 times the greater, which is 3x minus 1, is 5 more than 8 times the smaller, find the numbers. Well, once you get to this, right, everything else is just procedural. 9x minus 3 equals 5 plus 8x. Subtract 8x from each side. We get x minus 3 equals 5. Add 3 to both sides. And x equals 8. Forgot what I did. Hang on a second. All right, so again, 42. It looks like 40. The greater of two numbers. So again, there's a greater number. The lesser number. I don't know. Greater, lesser. The greater of two numbers, the greater one, is 1 more than twice the smaller one. And what is the smaller one? We'll call the smaller one x. So, or the lesser one here, x. Identify the two numbers. Now let's set up our equation. So we can go to the sentence, and it says 3 times the greater, which is 1 plus 2x, exceeds or minus 5 times the smaller one by 10. So the greater one beats the smaller one by 10. That's what literally that says. We get 3. Let's read it properly. Plus 6x minus 5x equals 10. Combine like terms. 3 plus 6x minus 5x is x. Equals 10. Minus 3 on both sides. And our variables isolated, and 10 minus 3 is 7. So 10. So that makes our lesson number 7, and our greater number, well, we're going to multiply 2 times 7, which is 14, and then add 1 gives us 15. (43) The second of 3 numbers. So there's 3 numbers. The first number, the second number, and third number. The second of 3 numbers is 2 more. So this one is 2 more than the first. And the first we know nothing about. So I'm assuming that's going to be the x number. So the second is 2 more than the first. The third is twice the first. So twice or 2 times whatever the first is, which we call x. All right, so now we can, set up our equation. The sum of the first, x, and the third, plus 2x, that's the third number, right? The first number and the third number, exceeds the second by 2. So if you add those two and you subtract the second, the sum of the first and the third exceeds the second, and subtract the second. And again, remember the second has 2 terms, so we have to put it in parentheses. By 2. If I add the first number, which is this one, plus the second number. If you want to put in parentheses, you can. So if I add the first and the second one, and take away that, and from that I take away the second number, I equals 2. Now, there's an invisible 1 and divisible 1 here, right? So in this case, in the first parentheses, nothing's going to change because it's a positive one. So it's just x plus 2x. We didn't even need the parentheses. But here, things change. So notice that it's positive 2 and plus x in the parentheses, right? So if the moment I do this truly properly, it comes out as minus 2. And the second term comes out as minus x equals 2. Combine like terms. X plus 2x is 3x, minus x is 2x. And then minus 2 equals 2. Add 2 to both sides. And we get 2x equals 4. Right? Right. And divide both sides by 2. X equals 2. Well, the first number is 2. The second number is going to be 2 plus 2, which is 4. And the third number is going to be twice the first, which is also 4. Really? Let's just make sure I did this correctly. The second of 3 numbers is 2 more than the first. Okay, 2 plus x. The third number is twice the first, 2x. The sum of the first, that's okay. X plus 2x minus exceeds the first of the first and the third exceeds the second by 2. Okay. 2x minus 2 equals 2 plus 2 equals 4. Yeah, I guess you can have the same number. The first number is 2, the second is 4, and the third is also 4. All right. 44. The second of 3 numbers. So again, we have a first number, our second number, and a third number. The second of 3 numbers is 1 less. Hello? Hello? Yes. Oh, sorry, sir. I'm going to pass, but thank you anyway. Thank you. Good day. Sorry, guys. So the second number, the second of 3 is 1 less than the first. So 1 less than the first, and we don't know what the first is, so let's call that x again. So we can automatically say 1 less than the first, and again, less than is a turnaround, so that actually becomes x minus 1. So your second number is x minus 1. The first one is x, and then the third number is 5 less than 5 less than twice the second. 5 less than twice the second, and the second is x minus 1. And again, it's less than, so we're going to have to switch that. So that, I'm going to make a little switch. So it's 2x minus 1 minus 5. Okay, so that's the third number, so I'll put it there. My first number, my second number, my third number. All right, so now the equation, if the third number, which is 2x minus 1 minus 5, exceeds the first by 12, so minus, so the first number minus the first number, which is x, by 12. So there's our equation. So the first number, which is this, minus this, the first number equals 12. So that's basically what it's saying. So 2x minus 2 minus 5 minus x equals 12. Combine like terms, 2x and minus x is just x. Negative 2 and negative 5, negative 7 equals 12. Plus 7 on both sides. And x equals 19. So our first number is 19. Second number is 18 because it's 19 minus 1. The third number is, let's see, 19 minus 1 is 18, right? And then we're going to multiply that by 2, which is 36 minus 5. It's going to give us 31. All right? So that's that.